This is our final stop in the NAMM Show 2020, and a good ending to the show, I reckon, because we are here on the Retro Revival stand, and we've got sax legends Bob Sheppard and Joel Peskin. Great to see you guys again.
Yeah, nice to see
All
you
right,
again, man.
Joel. And we've been doing these mouthpieces for, I think, a couple of years now, and they are amazing. I mean, our sax players, our public, absolutely love them. And I mean, maybe you can just tell us something briefly about the concept behind them. I mean, the way I see it is people love a good vintage mouthpiece, a classic mouthpiece. What you guys have done is you've taken from your collection, massive collection of mouthpieces, and you've copied them to the T and recreated modern versions of them, right?
I'm so glad to hear you say that, because basically you've encapsulated how we started was the fact that we both have great collections of vintage mouthpieces.
Right.
And you know, and players are always looking for these vintage mouthpieces, you know, on eBay, you know, $2,000 for a Meyer Brothers New York, a double ring, $1,000, $1,500, and then you buy them, and most of the time they wouldn't play very well. They've been altered, or they just weren't good from the start.
You just don't know what you're going to get, do you, when you spend $2,000 on eBay?
It's actually, it's terrible. Like, I've been burnt many times. We've all been burnt many times trying to find good equipment. And it just so happens that Joel and I, we know each other for years. And Joel has been a guy that's an eBay seller from the start. I'm a mouthpiece nut for my whole life, right? So we both know a lot about the stuff. Why can't it be done? Why can't a good mouthpiece be made? It's that replicates, because the technology exists. So there's some things came together in a very fortuitous way, and now we have, like, I can't even believe it, from a Meyer Brothers New York to a double ring. Now we have 18, 19 models.
19 model mouthpieces.
19 models.
17 saxophone models and 2 clarinet models.
But the idea of, like, players that actually are in the business know what those mouthpieces are supposed to do, and try to replicate that is the key to it, because there's a lot of mouthpieces on the market that are whatever they are. They could be good or bad, but a lot of them are just sort of not really made by people that actually play very well.
Or know what they're doing.
You know?
Yeah.
Or and not to say that there's not great mouthpieces out there, but so I think that's part of what the appeal is to our company, because we both make sure that we can take any one of these to a gig that night. And they're all play tested, and they're equal. I mean, I use my Bob Sheppard signature model, but I also use the Meyer Brothers, our New Yorker. It's better than, I have 2 New York Meyers that are great, but I prefer. So in a way,
proper testament to what you're doing.
I'm very happy that this came to be because of the culture we were brought up in LA studios. Like, we all talk about who's playing what. I grew up that way. Like, why does Train get the sound, and then Dexter gets that sound, and Sonny Rollins gets that sound,
Yep.
and Phil Woods gets that sound, and I've always been asking these questions my entire life.
Right.
So it's something that I love, and just trying to get a mouthpiece to play well.
And you're following your passion through with your playing and
we
your
love
engineering.
It. Exactly, we love it.
It really comes across, because I've never really tried a bad Retro Revival mouthpiece. You know, you think, okay, which one am I going to try next? I'm not really into that style, but for me personally, I would normally kind of guard against going on to what we're going to talk about next, which is this mouthpiece here. And then I just tried it 10 minutes ago, and I was thinking, actually, I'm now very interested again in this style of mouthpiece. So this is the 7th Avenue, and it's absolute killer.
What I try to do is assess a mouthpiece for its integrity, not what I personally like. I know what I like,
Right.
but I try to make sure that they're all doing what they're supposed to do within what the style of mouthpiece it is. So now we have modern mouthpieces as well, which we call the modern line, and which includes my mouthpiece, and Bob Sheppard's signature,
Sheppard's modern
and
line, and the Eric Marienthal is a modern line.
the Eric Marienthal mouthpiece was a process that took over a year to try to get something that Eric really loved, and now I'm very proud of that. So, and it's an amazing playing mouthpiece. It's so locked in as far as like harmonics and the intonation.
Okay, well, and sorry to interrupt. I just tried it as well just half an hour ago, and I was really super impressed with that Eric mouthpiece. So I think we're going to focus on these two mouthpieces now, actually.
Okay.
In a minute, you're going to hopefully play us the Eric Marienthal mouthpiece, a bit on your alto there. But right now, you've lined up the 7th Avenue on tenor, so perhaps we can just hear a little bit of this.
Yeah, let's do a read on here.
All right, let's do it.
This mouthpiece is a replica of a Michael Brecker 2, and frankly, it has the richest bottom end. You could do a Sonny Rollins thing on it, you know. That's a fat mouthpiece.
I like that.
Does it all.
Yeah, so we heard the whole spectrum right there.
I can take it on a gig tonight.
Yeah.
And this is not my style of mouthpiece, but it feels great.
But yeah, it perfectly works for you because it's such a good mouthpiece. And I got that when I played it a minute ago as well. That's great stuff. Let's move swiftly on to the alto if we can. So this is now the Eric Marienthal piece, which again I tried a minute ago and I thought it was amazing. And normally I struggle with the bright pieces, but not this one.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. We're going to have some serious competition. So usually I could never play a mouthpiece that has like a small sidewalls, straight sidewalls, but this mouthpiece has a real rich body to it.
Trying to outdo the sousaphone over there. But
does a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
you can do a lot of stuff on this. Eric loves this piece, which is amazing.
Yeah, I mean it really rips on the top, so that's going to suit his style.
And it's a lot more. It has a lot more width in it than his bell-like mouthpiece.
Right. Okay.
Which is fairly narrow. This one has So it's a very balanced mouthpiece.
It is. I love that bottom end. You could kind of float around that area on the sax all day, couldn't you, down there? It's lovely to play.
It does that. Most metal alto mouthpieces won't let you do that.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Amazing stuff. So we're going to be stocking this one as well as the 7th Avenue that you just heard a moment ago. So I'm delighted I bumped into you guys and caught up with you again a year on. So
thank you for coming.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Looking forward to visiting London soon.
You must come over and see us. It's a pleasure as always. Thank you, Joel.